Can the color of your blouse make you look invisible or even poor? Yes, and you may be wearing it right now. Here's the truth. Some colors don't flatter us. They age us, drain us, and send a message we never meant to give. Have you ever put on an outfit, looked in the mirror, and felt off? Not necessarily unattractive, just dull. Like your reflection lost some kind of spark you used to see in yourself? And yet, it's not the wrinkles or the gray hair. It's something else. That something is often color. The wrong color can make your skin look tired, your outfit look cheap, and your entire energy feel invisible. I know that sounds harsh, but stick with me, because what I'm going to share today isn't judgment. It's empowerment. This video isn't about chasing trends or throwing out everything you own. It's about understanding the silent messages your color choices are sending and how to take back control of that message. After 60, our skin undertone changes, our hair softens, and what looked beautiful at 40 might now make us look washed out or tired. It's not your fault, it's just evolution. But when you choose the right colors, colors that light you up, flatter your presence, and elevate your energy, people notice. And more importantly, you notice. In today's video, we're walking through 7 specific colors that can make you look older, poorer, and less confident than you truly are, and what to wear instead. This is about dignity, elegance, and learning how color can be a quiet form of self-respect. Let's start with the first one. It's the one I see far too many women wear, thinking it's safe when, in reality, it's silently aging them. Let's begin with one of the most misunderstood colors in fashion, muddy brown. Now I know what you might be thinking. Brown is neutral. It's safe. It goes with everything. And you're not wrong in theory. But not all browns are created equal. The kind of brown I'm talking about is that dull, dusty, gray brown. Almost the color of dried mud. It lacks depth. It lacks warmth. And most importantly, it lacks elegance. When worn near the face, it can make our skin look sallow, our energy low, and our outfit instantly cheap. Not because you're cheap, but because the color creates a visual that suggests something neglected, tired, or unrefined. And let's be honest, as we age, we can't afford to let our clothes drain us. They need to lift us. Color psychology tells us that brown symbolizes stability, tradition, and earthiness. And that's lovely. But when the shade lacks vibrance, it slips from grounded to grim. It reminds people subconsciously of dust, dirt, or something faded. And in style, perception is powerful. That subtle signal can translate to "she gave up." I've seen beautifully dressed older women step into a room, and all I could think was, if only she'd chosen a richer tone, her whole presence would have felt different. That muddy brown cardigan, replace it with a warm mocha or hazelnut, and suddenly she looks intentional, elegant, alive. The difference is that powerful. So if you've got muddy brown in your closet, don't panic. Instead, upgrade your brown family. Look for chocolate brown, deep and luxurious, cinnamon or rust, warm and earthy without being dull, camel or caramel, sophisticated and light-enhancing. These tones give your outfit dimension. They reflect beautifully against gray or silver hair, and they don't fight your natural glow. They support it. I used to wear a particular cardigan in this muddy shade. I thought it was practical, but every time I wore it, I noticed people didn't engage the same. I looked in the mirror and saw someone tired. Once I switched to a richer tone, it was like my eyes lit up again. That's what color does. It either speaks life into us or pulls us down quietly. So here's the takeaway. You deserve colors that honor the vibrant, wise, resilient woman you are. Muddy brown may seem safe, but it's silently undercutting your presence. You deserve better than that. Black. The so-called miracle color. We've been told for decades that black is slimming, timeless, chic, and it is until it isn't. Here's what no one tells you. Not all black is equal. Over time, black fades. It loses that crisp intensity. It starts to look dusty, tired, even sad. And when it fades, black no longer flatters. It drains. It settles into fine lines. It highlights under eye shadows. It pulls all the light away from your face, leaving you looking less mysterious and more exhausted. Now I want you to picture something. A faded black t-shirt. A little stretched at the neckline. A little linty, the black more like charcoal than ink. You've probably worn one just like it to run errands or cook dinner. Now compare that to a deep, structured black blouse in silk or ponte knit. Sleek, strong, intentional. The difference isn't just in the fabric, it's in the message. Faded black says, I don't care. Rich black says, I know who I am. Color psychology tells us black symbolizes authority, power, and sophistication. But in its faded form, it takes on a new identity. It becomes lifeless. Faded black is visually heavy but emotionally flat, and that's why it tends to age us, because it weighs down our presence without offering contrast or clarity. Many of us fall into the habit of overwearing black, especially in our 60s and beyond. It feels simple. It hides what we want to hide. But when it becomes our default, we stop expressing ourselves. And worse, we start to disappear. That's not elegance. It's resignation. Now, I'm not here to ban black from your closet. Not at all. Black can still be striking, elevated, and elegant. Here's how to wear it well after 60. Stick with deep, saturated black in high-quality fabrics like satin, ponte, crepe or velvet. Avoid cottons and jerseys that fade quickly unless you're prepared to replace them regularly. Use statement jewelry, pearls, silver, or bold earrings to bring light back to your face. Add a pop of color in your scarf, bag, or lipstick to balance black's intensity. And most importantly, know when to let a piece go. If you love the slimming effect of black but want something more forgiving and flattering, try charcoal gray, softer, still sleek. Navy blue, more vibrant, less draining. Espresso brown, rich, grounded, and warmer on mature skin. These colors still feel elegant, but they add depth instead of erasing you. The takeaway here is simple. Don't settle for faded versions of yourself, in life or in color. You deserve to feel luminous, not hidden. And when your black no longer supports that, let it go. The world doesn't need less of you, it needs you in full presence. There's something quietly tragic about a tired white. At its best is one of the most powerful colors a woman over 60 can wear. It's clean, radiant, timeless. It lifts the face, it whispers elegance. But when white goes wrong, it doesn't just age you, it sends a message of neglect. There's a fine line between clean white and dirty white, and that line is often crossed quietly, after many washes, years of hanging in the closet, or just from age. You've seen it. The blouse that looks slightly beige, though it used to be white. The shirt with faint discoloration near the collar. The ivory sweater that has lost its luster and now leans gray or yellow. These pieces don't shout style. They whisper worn out. And unfortunately, so does your reflection when you wear them. Our eye is drawn to brightness. In color psychology, pure white signifies clarity, simplicity, and sophistication. But when that white becomes dimmed, even slightly, it starts to resemble neglect. The lines blur between intentional vintages and just unkept. Wearing tired white, especially near your face, dulls your complexion. It makes your teeth look less white. It can even exaggerate shadows under your eyes. And in fabrics like cotton or polyester, yellowing is even more obvious, especially under natural light. Let's be practical. White turns yellow for a few common reasons. Residue from deodorant and body oils. Improper storage, especially in plastic bins or near wood. Excessive bleaching, which weakens fibers and causes color changes. Just plain aging of the fabric itself. You didn't do anything wrong, but you do have the power to fix it. Here's what to reach for instead. Because white isn't the enemy, dirty white is. Try these refined alternatives. Crisp optic white. Nothing flatters silver hair like a clean white cotton blouse. Elegant ivory. Soft, creamy, and warm without looking dingy. soft bone or oyster, neutral and classic, especially in structured pieces. And if you love your white pieces, treat them kindly, soak them in OxiClean, use a bluing agent, or add lemon to your wash. These shades brighten your skin. They reflect light, and more importantly, they tell the world, I take care of myself. Your clothing doesn't have to be expensive to look expensive, but it must be intentional. Dirty white yellowed cream. These are silent saboteurs of elegance. So next time you reach for that safe blouse or sweater, ask yourself, does this reflect the light I still carry inside me? Let's talk about a color family that gets more attention than it deserves. You know the ones: highlighter yellow, electric pink, screaming green. They jump out at you from across a room. And for some women, especially in their 20s or 30s, that's the goal. But after 60, that same neon can say something very different. Not bold, not fun, but something more jarring. Now, I'm not saying you can't wear color. In fact, as we age, color becomes even more important to brighten and energize our presence. But neon isn't just color, it's color on caffeine. It's aggressive, loud, artificial, and most importantly, it doesn't age with us. The harsh truth is neon doesn't flatter mature skin tones. It creates a high contrast that emphasizes texture, shadows, and uneven undertones. Where once you might have looked lively in a lime green tank top, now you might look washed out, or worse, like you're trying too hard to appear younger than you are. And when clothing looks like it's fighting you instead of supporting you, that's when people start to whisper the word we all dread: dated. Color psychologists will tell you that neons are associated with urgency, youth rebellion, and energy. That's why we see them on road signs and teenage party dresses, not in luxury fashion. And here's the key: what's trendy doesn't always equal what's timeless. Neons, especially in fast fashion pieces, tend to signal disposability. They're not designed to last, to age gracefully, or to elevate. Some of the most aging neon shades are highlighter yellow, makes even glowing skin appear sallow. Hot electric pink draws attention to the wrong places and clashes with silver hair. Neon green or lime creates a harsh contrast that often looks cartoonish on mature skin. These colors don't just overpower your face, they overpower your energy. Now let's shift from what drains you to what elevates you. Here are beautiful alternatives to those neon brights. If you love yellow, try mustard buttercream or goldenrod. These shades are warm, cheerful, and much more wearable. If you love pink, opt for roseberry or blush. They flatter the skin and bring a feminine softness that says confidence, not confusion. If you love green, choose olive, sage, or emerald. These tones feel rich, grounded, and far more polished than neon green. The secret is not to hide from color, but to refine your relationship with it. After 60, our presence should feel settled, wise, certain. Neon tries to shout, but elegance whispers and is still heard. So if you've been clinging to brights that never quite felt right, give yourself permission to let them go. Gray is one of the most misunderstood colors in a mature woman's wardrobe. It promises sophistication, balance, neutrality, and in the right form, it can absolutely deliver that. But not all grays are created equal. Some uplift and some quietly erase us. Flat gray is that particular shade that looks almost like concrete, cold, untextured, dull. It lacks undertones of warmth or richness. And when worn near the face, it has a draining effect on your skin, on your energy, and on your entire outfit. It can easily resemble pajamas, old uniforms, or even hospital wear, none of which reflect the vibrant, multi-layered woman you truly are. Flat gray is deceptive. It feels safe. It feels neutral. But here's the problem: it doesn't do any work for you. It doesn't highlight your best features. It doesn't warm your skin. It doesn't say I'm polished. Instead, it says, I gave up. As we age, our natural coloring changes, hair turns silver, skin becomes lighter or more translucent. If your clothing mirrors that exact lack of contrast, you risk becoming invisible in your own outfit. Flat gray offers no contrast, no glow, no tension, and the result is a look that's not just aging, it's forgettable. Fashion is a silent language, and flat gray often says, "Don't notice me. I'm just here." But I believe that after 60, you've earned the right to be noticed, to be seen, to express elegance and vitality, not hide behind a wall of colorless clothing. Now, that doesn't mean all gray is wrong. In fact, some grays are incredibly elegant when chosen with intention. Here's what to try instead. Heather gray, soft, slightly marled, and textured, feels cozy and refined. Grage, a mix of gray and beige that flatters more skin tones. Charcoal, rich, dramatic, and sophisticated, offers better contrast without being harsh like black. Warm taupe, a perfect blend of neutral tones with a touch of warmth, feels modern and expensive. These shades offer softness without sacrificing style. And most importantly, they don't drain you. They enhance you. When you wear colors that support you, when they reflect your inner calm, wisdom, and strength, you walk differently. You don't shrink. You shine quietly. Flat gray might have promised simplicity, but it often delivers silence. And you, my dear, were not meant to disappear. So the next time you reach for that old gray top or cardigan, pause. Ask yourself, does this color celebrate me, or soften me into the background? Soft pastels have a reputation for being feminine, delicate, and timeless, and they can be when chosen wisely. But there's a particular type of pastel that can quietly sabotage your look: ashy pastels. Ashy pastels are pale shades that lack vibrancy or warmth. Think of a baby pink that's turned chalky, a pale lavender that leans gray, or a mint green that feels washed out rather than fresh. These colors are muted, powdery, and often tinged with a gray undertone that dulls the overall effect. On paper, they seem soft and gentle, but on the body, especially mature skin, they can have the opposite effect. Here's the thing. As we age, we lose some of the natural pigment in our skin, hair, and lips. Our coloring becomes more subtle. That's not a flaw. It's just biology. But when you pair that with a dusty pastel that already lacks color strength, the result is this. Your skin looks tired. Your eyes fade. You appear washed out, even if you've had a great night's sleep. It's not just about fashion. It's about energy. Ashy pastels take more than they give. We often choose these colors because they feel safe, non-offensive, age-appropriate. But safe isn't always stylish. And looking appropriate doesn't mean looking invisible. After 60, your clothing should honor the life you've lived, not fade into the background like wallpaper. Now don't worry. I'm not saying you can't wear pastels. You absolutely can. But the key is to choose the right kind. Try these instead of ashy pastels. Clear pinks, like rose or blush, with warmth and life. Lavender with blue undertones. It lights up cooler skin tones beautifully. Fresh mint or aqua. Instead of dull sage, go for spring green or seafoam with vibrancy. Peachy coral, which gives warmth to the skin without being loud. These tones still feel soft, still feminine, but instead of draining you, they revive you. They lift your face, brighten your mood, and reflect light back onto your skin. It's amazing what a small shift in tone can do. You don't have to wear bold reds or jewel tones to look alive and elegant. A well-chosen pastel, one with clarity and warmth, can be just as powerful. The question to ask isn't just, is this a pretty color? It's, does this color make me look more alive? Pastels aren't off limits, but the wrong kind can whisper a message you don't intend to send: fatigue, frailty, or dullness. And let's be honest, you've got stories, wisdom, and presence that deserve better lighting. Now, let's talk about something that feels safe, but can quietly age your entire look: overly matched outfits. And I mean head to toe, same color. From earrings to shoes, and everything in between. Somewhere along the way, we were taught that matching every part of our outfit made us look put together. But here's the truth. When your outfit is too perfectly matched, it can come across as dated, overworked, and yes, even a bit lifeless. It can flatten your look, erase contrast, and ironically, make you look less stylish because it feels forced rather than effortless. After 60, our wardrobe should support our natural features, not compete with them or drown them out. But when every single piece is the exact same shade, we remove the visual interest that helps us look lively, modern, and refined. Instead of framing your face, everything just blends. Your silhouette can disappear. Even your personality gets lost in the sea of sameness. We often overmatch because we want to feel safe, or we were raised in a time when fashion rules felt stricter. Match your purse to your shoes, your scarf to your skirt, and so on. But fashion has changed, and so have we. Today, elegance is about effortless sophistication, not rigid perfection. Being too coordinated can actually make your outfit feel stiff and out of step with the times. Here's the secret. Instead of matching, aim for harmony. Choose colors that complement each other. Play within a color family, but vary the tones, textures, and depths. Try this instead: navy pants with a soft sky blue blouse and silver jewelry, olive trousers with a creamy linen top and a pop of mustard in your earrings, a rose-colored blouse with plum or wine-toned pants and neutral shoes. See the difference? The look is still refined, still elegant, but now there's depth, there's movement, there's visual conversation happening in your clothes. This mistake doesn't stop at clothing. It often extends to accessories, lipstick, even nail polish. Everything matching might feel cohesive, but what it really does is scream for attention without sophistication. And elegance, it whispers, it doesn't shout. You don't need to match to feel polished. You need to be intentional. Let your outfit breathe. Let your personality peek through. After all, you're not a uniform. You're a masterpiece in progress. You've come this far because you care about how you present yourself. You care about looking not just younger, but elevated. Now let's talk about 3 very common color habits that can quietly cheapen your look, no matter how expensive your clothes were, or how much effort you put in. Habit 1. Wearing childish colors without adjusting them. Let's be honest. There's nothing wrong with color. We love color. But here's where many mature women fall into a trap. They wear juvenile tones without adjusting for their current elegance. Think bubblegum pinks, acid greens, cartoonish purples, shades that belong in a toy aisle, not a timeless wardrobe. Instead of saying youthful, these colors can scream trying too hard. They can look costumey, and unfortunately, they often lower the perceived quality of your entire look. Choose matured versions of playful colors. Instead of crayon yellow, go for mustard. Instead of sky blue, choose a rich cornflower. Instead of Barbie pink, lean toward rosewood or raspberry. Habit 2. Mixing too many loud colors at once. Here's a mistake even fashion lovers fall into: wearing too many loud, saturated colors in one outfit. It's a bit like shouting in every direction at once. There's no place for the eye to rest. When color combinations become too chaotic, the look quickly moves from bold to bargain bin. It stops looking intentional and starts to look cheap. It's not color that's the enemy. It's color without balance. Anchor bold colors with neutrals. If you wear a rich green top, ground it with beige, navy, or ivory. Let one color lead, and the rest support. Habit 3. Wearing colors that wash you out. You may own a blouse that fits beautifully. It may be in perfect condition, but if it's in the wrong undertone for your skin, it can suck the life right out of you. These are the colors that make your skin look sallow, your eyes dull, and your features blurry. No matter how expensive the piece is, you'll look tired. And after 60, we don't have time for colors that drain us. We want clothes that support our beauty, not subtract from it. If your veins appear greenish and gold jewelry flatters you, you're likely warm-toned. Try earthy tones, warm reds and olive. If your veins are bluish and silver jewelry looks best, you may be cool-toned. Try berry shades, true blues, and cool grays. Optional: consult a color analysis professional or use online tools to find your seasonal palette. It's an investment that pays off daily. You see, this video wasn't about shaming color. It was never about rules for the sake of rules. This was about something deeper: how you see yourself. Because every time you get dressed, you're not just covering your body, you're telling the world how you want to be treated. The colors you wear carry energy. They reflect not just your taste, but your story, your values, your self-respect. So when you wear muddy browns, dirty whites, or chaotic neons without care, you're not just blending into the background, you're silently saying, "I don't deserve more." But when you choose colors that lift your skin, brighten your presence, and mirror the dignity you've earned, everything changes. You stand taller, you feel more radiant, and the world responds. At this stage in life, you don't owe anyone silence, invisibility, or beige. You owe yourself joy, elegance, power. And yes, color used well is a beautiful form of self-respect. Now tell me in the comments, what color in your wardrobe needs to go, and which one lights you up the most? If this video made you pause and think, please give it a like, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe, because you deserve content that honors who you are becoming, not who the world expects you to be. Until next time, wear your worth, and let your colors speak volumes.